Okay, the item we're going to look at now is essentially how to load parts of your movie inside of Flash. The great thing about this is using the loader class. And what the loader class does, it allows you to split your movie into pieces so your entire Flash movie won't load all at once, and the pieces are loaded per user request. So if they don't want to request a certain section of this movie here, like the victim's bio, it's not going to load. Therefore, your main Flash movie is going to be much lighter, and it's going to load much faster. So in this scenario here, I've got the victim scene, and in the victim scene, I've got I want some pictures to scroll. Now, pictures, notoriously are a little bit larger here, saved as JPEGs, and it's just a movie clip that I want to scroll through. Now, this entire element, this big chunk of element here, is not on my main timeline. It's nowhere to be seen here. But what I've done is I've housed it in a separate Flash movie. Now, the nice thing about this is I've got a separate Flash movie, and I've got the movie clip contained within that Flash movie there. I've got everything loaded like I want to. Now, a couple of things that I've noticed, or that you'll notice here with this, is if I click on the movie itself, I've got some properties here we want to be aware of. Now, I have elected to place this movie clip. The way it's going to load is it's paying attention to the registration point, which is the top left-hand corner here that we see, and it's going to place itself directly onto our main timeline here. So I want to be aware of the size of this movie itself, so I don't want it to load over anything necessarily, other graphical elements that I have. So I've decreased the size to just represent basically the size of this movie clip here that I have. And this movie clip is, as I said, just the animated scroll here through the photographs that I want. Now, the next thing I want to do, since this is a movie clip and it's a separate Flash movie, is obviously I'd want to save this Flash movie, and I've saved it as picture scroll. The next thing that I want to do, since this is going to call not the FLA file itself, it's going to call the Flash movie, the published SWF file. So you'd want to make sure that you go to File, Publish Settings, and the only thing you need to have selected here is just your SWF.swf, and that's picture scroll, paying attention to the name, how it's written there, and you would publish that out as a separate file. Then you jump into your main movie, and you would go into your Actions panel here, and this is the code that I've loaded up. So let me delete this, paste this in there once again so we take a look at it. Since I'm creating a variable, that's going to be on my second line just as before, and it's going to be called myLoader, and then I'm using the loader class here, so I'm creating a new instance of that, and essentially I'm still using the URL request command, but in this case I'm housing the name of the SWF file inside of these parentheses. So this needs to be picture scroll, and it needs to be .WSFF, because that's the extension name for a published Flash file. And then add child is going to place it on my stage. So without the add child, that's not going to show up inside of my Flash movie. So all of those in place, I'm going to do a, oh, and another thing is you want to make sure that these are in the same file directory. So this is my main movie here, my every 15 minutes movie, and then I've got the picture scroll, even though we can't see it because we're saving as type FLA. It is in my same directory, the published picture scroll. And when you go to your publish settings, you're going to want to make sure when you do publish that out, you can change your output file location by that file icon button, and you want to make sure that that's in the same spot. Then you just do a Control Enter in your movie, and we'll wait for the animations to play out, and we're going to click on Victim, and it loads right there on top of my main Flash movie. And then I just have the movie clips loaded here, but I still see the victims of DOI, and I still see my background loaded here. It's just going to load that as a transparent background here on my movie on top of my main movie. So my users are going to be able to split that up. If they don't want to view these pictures, they don't have to, and that's going to significantly reduce the size of my file, which is a main reason you would use a loader class.